All right, so this is that Vampirella book. This was the big thing coming, and I want to help take a little bit of credit with everybody. This book sold like 200,000 or something. It sold a lot of books, and that stupid guy that tried to interview Christopher Priest and try to make him look some kind of hate monger, that backfired on him quite a bit. Christopher Priest's like, I ain't gonna take this shit, and he didn't, and it worked out for him, and this book sold like gangbusters. I don't know anything about Vampirella. I only picked this up because Christopher Priest handled that interview like a boss, which made me want to pick up the comic book. And if I decide to keep reading this book, it's going to be funny because I don't know anything about this character or her history. It seems like a good jumping on point. I was able to get a gist of what was going on. I guess this character's been around for like 50 years or something, which is interesting. That's a long time. But, if I keep reading it, it's like, here we go. Here come the negative Nancys. They're like, I can't believe you didn't know that about this character. Happens all the time when I review Immortal Hulk. I've seen it on forums. He didn't even know who this guy was. Go outside, loser. Not everybody knows everything about the character. I'm just reading it because it's a good book and I like it. So, anyway, this book, it's all right. I was interested in the lore of it and what was going on, but really nothing happens. It sets up this crash. So you see this crash here, and I did like the art. There's a big disaster that happens, and it turns out that the plane crashes because this German, weird, always decaying, immortal guy who beat the devil in cards. So he got immortality, but he's always decaying or something. Is a pretty cool, interesting. She had a fight with him on the plane, and that's what crashed the plane into a train and caused this big, massive accident. I guess all of her friends were on the plane, from what I understand, and this leads her to go to therapy. So she goes to therapy with this Samuel Jackson crossover with Sigmund Freud, and he says some funny. So he says some funny stuff like that, as you can see. But that's the only time. A lot of people are making a big deal about that, but that's the only time he says it. The rest of the book is him talking to her, and she's talking about this little spider that's following her around all the time. I don't know anything about that. And then at the end, her mom shows up to see her. I don't know anything about this character at all. I think, though, I will check out the next one, maybe the third one as well, just to see where this is going, because I like Christopher Priest, and I don't know, try out something new. I've been reading all these Marvel and DC characters, and they're all going down into the toilet just about, so maybe I'll just check out something new for a little while and see how it goes. The concepts are interesting, but I can tell you I'm not going to go back and read 50 years of books. So I'm hoping that he's able to keep me, informed through his writing, which is usually pretty good. We'll see how it goes. He's a pretty good writer, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. I was looking at this too. Look at all of these, Vampirella variant covers. Holy hell. Look at this. And you think that's it? Oh no. It just keeps on rolling. This is a ridiculous amount. A ridiculous amount of variant covers. What are you doing, Dynamite? What are you doing? Like a quarter of the book is just showing you all of the variant covers. Because at first, I really like this one. By the way, I like that one quite a bit. But and I like this one. But because at first I picked up the book, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of a meaty book. And then it ends like I showed you guys it ends right here. And look how much of the book is seriously just going over 35,000 variant covers. So, yeah, it's okay. It wasn't the greatest thing I ever read, but it was interesting enough that I would want to know more. I don't think this is going to be for everybody. It seems like a niche character, but the exposure is probably what the character needed to give it a jump start. I don't know what this book was selling beforehand, but the art is pretty good. I like the art a lot. That first page where you see the destruction is pretty sweet. I thought this was pretty awesome. I dug that a lot. I also dug this scene where you see the plane crashed. It's a really nice shot. Very nice shot. I like this quite a bit. It's got a nice little detail with that rainbow and everything. So I did like that. So it's okay. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's not the worst. It's a lot better than some of the stuff at DC and Marvel I've been reading. So it's worth a look. It's also worth a skip. I guess take what you want from the interview. Go watch a couple other ones. I know Zach put one up. I'm sure there's a couple more by now because it's the second day after New Comics Day. So check them out. Maybe make a decision. But I don't think it's terrible, but it's not great. It's all right, but it intrigued me. So I don't really know to give that a score or a recommend or what. Like, I was intrigued by the lore of the character enough to read more. So take it for what you will. That's all I got. Like and subscribe. Hit that notifications bell. Check out the links in the description. Got a link to my Teespring store in there. You can find some cool shirts and mugs and phone cases. And share the video far and wide, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.